So I've been at my first job after college for a whole year. I'm feeling burnt out. And at the same time, I don't feel confident in my ability or skills to be able to sell myself to other potential employers to be able to advance in my career. What do you suggest? If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Belal Khan, marketing by profession, media by passion. On this channel, what I hope to help people do is to unleash their creative and make their ideas real with digital media. So if that sounds like something that you would like to do, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. And now, onto the question. If you are still within the first 5 years of your career, whatever that career is, but it's something in the area of a 9-to-5, maybe corporate-esque management pursuit type of work, then know that you still have a lot of work to do on yourself. There's going to be a lot of self-development and personal development. 2, maybe 3 areas that you need to develop that would make you a more a viable candidate as an employee or as a team member for any company that you would want to work for. The first thing has to do with the technical skill of whatever field that you're in. Now, I'm not going to give you any advice on that unless it's going to be a marketing thing, but in the scope of this question, it's not about marketing, but more so generally in growth in your career, at least for the first decade that you're in it. And so technical skill is going to be important in order for you to be able to perform the work that you are supposed to be able to do. The second has to do in the area of soft skills. So you got technical skills, and the next is soft skills. So what are soft skills? Soft skills are things like leadership, relationships, decision making, energy and time management. And probably the most underrated of them all is decision making. Here's the thing: they don't necessarily teach soft skills in school. So if you work on it for the next 4 years, work on these 5 areas, you are going to be a boss, literally and figuratively. Time and energy management. And the reason I'm saying time and energy management, because at the end of the day, time is not something that you have control over. Everybody's got 24 hours a day. However, the energy that you have in terms of your ability to output, your ability to be productive, your ability to do work, that is totally in your control. And to start off, I would recommend these 3 sources to definitely consume. The first of them is a book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. This book for me was a life changer. It was something that made me go from almost feeling burnt out and frustrated to literally having a brain with a breeze. This book, the way that it's organized, you have first the fundamental concepts, right? In terms of what time management is and how to get things done. The second part goes more into the application of its project management and natural project planning process. And the third part kind of goes into the actual technical, tactical uses of the tools that we have around us today, whether it be email and so on, to be able to know when something comes into our attention and domain, can we take action on it right now? And if you can it be done within 2 minutes? And if it can, then do it. If you can't, then can you delegate it? Can you block it out for another time in which you're actually going to get it done? Or is it something that maybe you can put into a reference or into a calendar file? That's the basic idea in terms of the approach. And there's a whole planning process. Dedicate a full 3 months to it, right? When you read the book right away, probably while in the process of reading the book, you're going to have to spend like 48 hours just getting things out of just detoxing your life, detoxing the things that shouldn't be taking your attention and so on. But once you go through this, it's going to make your life so much easier. So that's item number 1. Item number 2 is a book by Tony Schwartz on his whole idea is energy management. And this is a fantastic book. It's The Way We're Working Isn't Working. Fundamentally, the idea of the book is that we derive energy as human beings from 4 areas of life, whether it's our health and wellness in terms of our physical fitness. It's our relationships that we have. It's our the resources that we have available to us, as well as whether or not what we're working on is bigger than us, right? These are the main areas and sources of energy. It's a question of whether or not are we tapping into the source of energy for us to be able to perform at our peak, to perform at our best, and continuously for the days and years to come. I would highly recommend the works of Marie Kondo. Was it called The Magical Art of Tidying Up, the KonMari method. It's like the way that she is able to apply these very concepts to your daily life. You can take these very things straight to your job in terms of not only are the things that are in your life, do they bring you joy or not, but at the same time, are they organized in the appropriate way? So that's the first area that you definitely want to consider in terms of your time and energy management. The second soft skill area you want to look into, continuously developing, is leadership ability. And there is one de facto source that I would highly advise that you consider and check out, and that is anything by John Maxwell. But more specifically, look into the book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Go through that book, consume that book, understand and apply each of those 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. It will do you and your career and everything that you apply yourself to wonders. It is a must read. It is a must have, must consume, because at the end of the day, the work that you're able to put out is going to be dependent on whom you are able to influence. The fundamental concept of the book is leadership rises and falls on influence. So with leadership, with influence comes relationships, comes communication. And a great source that I would highly advise to better understand this are the works by KeithFerrazzi. Two books specifically, Never Eat Alone, that's the first one, and Who's Got Your Back, that's another one. Both of these books, KeithFerrazzi, I would consider him to be maybe a networking specialist, perhaps. He's a leadership and relationship consultant in the area of corporate development and individual executive personal development. So, and again, there's a lot of tactical, put into practice right away value that you can get out of the works of KeithFerrazzi. There's one additional piece that I would highly advise, that this is a book that you should consider having not only as a reference, because there's so many tactical things in this book that have helped me with almost every role that I've been in, which is the first 90 days, right? This book outlines for you exactly what you need to do so that you get bearings on what it is that you need to know for yourself in terms of the company that you're joining. Where is the company? Where are the products of the company in relation to a model called STARS? Is it something that's a startup? Is it something that needs to be turned around? Is it something that needs some realignment? Is it something that needs its success doesn't need to be sustained? So in terms of the company that you're working with and your role with the company, there's a series of questions that are going to be invaluable for you to be able to have at hand, so that you yourself can get clarity for whatever it is that you need to understand about the company that you're at, the people that you're working with, and the role that you have in relation to the expectations of everybody around them, or rather around you. You get clear on that. The answers to those questions that this book kind of outlines for you is going to help you or position you in a very good place for the job that you have. I would advise not to get the book after you get the job. Get the book now. So that way when you do get the job, or rather, even if the job that you have right now, you would be able to better position yourself to be more valued, or to put yourself in a more valuable space, so to speak. Now, one of the soft skills that seems to be mentioned a lot, but at the same time it's kind of mixed in with area of time and energy management is organization skills. Okay, now some people are generally well organized, other people need processes in place. Regardless, 2 books that would help you in this regard that communicate a core concept known as management by objectives and key results. This is a method that is used by both Google and IBM and some of the top companies in the world, where if you are clear on your objectives and key results and you know the role that you're in and how that relates to your colleagues vertically as well as horizontally, we're talking about an organizational structure within the company that you're at, coupled with the goals that are in play and how those goals line up, this is going to be very helpful for you. Now, 2 books I would highly advise is one is Measure What Matters by John Doerr, and the other is Traction by Gino Wickman. Now, this book is all about, again, it's about organizational development. It's about your personal development and your relationship with the organization. And there's an entire system of governance and management that makes things just work. Now, Traction and the concepts that are showcased in this book, it's of immense value if the top brass in the organization understand it and apply it. But even if they don't, it's going to be of great value to you and the value that you bring to the table with whatever company that's going to be coming into. At least this way, you know you're going to have some clarity, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter. There's a lot of road noise today, but the more clarity that you have about what it is that you want, the more value you'll be able to bring to the table, and the more productive that you will be in whatever that you do. Now, the last soft skill that you should definitely consider working on is the area of decision making. Now, the wonderful thing about decision making is that it allows you to move forward. Essentially, it allows people to trust you because you can decide, you can make decisions. A lot of the work of Stephen Covey kind of covers this. I think there's a book called First Things First, but essentially there's an idea called the Eisenhower Decision Matrix. Very simple idea, very simple concept, which kind of covers 4 quadrants. Because a lot of times when you are in a professional environment and you're working and you're in a role, it's very easy to get bogged down. We got to put out fires. We're always putting out fires. There's always things that are demanding our attention on the daily, and the bigger picture kind of gets lost. And so a lot of the stuff by Stephen Covey, coupled with the idea of measure what matters, focusing on things that will bring results and allow us to navigate the things that are always asking for our attention, which is the objectives and key results method, as well as that showcased and applied in Traction. If you were to kind of consider this like a curriculum that you need to address and cover. Now, you could easily go through all of this, everything that I mentioned here, all inside the year. And I wish I knew about all of this educational stuff way back, like back in high school. I was slowly introduced to these works and these concepts and these ideas, and I was lucky in college because I got in touch with a mentor. But a lot of these personal development ideas and concepts, they will accelerate you in the work that you do. And whatever that work is, whatever that technical work is. So just as a review, there are 5 soft skill areas that you need to ensure that you're working and developing on. Your time and energy management, your leadership, your relationship and communication ability, decision making, and organizational skills. You get these 5 soft skills down pat, at least on a fundamental and basic level, is gonna do you so much good in whatever career that you have. But keep in mind, just having soft skills is not gonna cut it. Soft skills layered on top of whatever technical skill you need to develop for your work and role is gonna be the thing that matters most. So I hope you success in your career and hope you do well with whatever it is that you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions below, and also let me know if you like this sort of content. Again, my name is Belal Khan, marketing by profession, media by passion. If this content was of value for you, then make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, join the notification squad, and I'll see you soon.